Welcome back to INFOWARS Nightly News, and I'd like to remind you, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, that you can see it first and in high quality at prisonplanet.tv, which is our subscription website, and you don't just get access to the nightly news first as it goes out. Of course, you also get video streaming of the Alex Jones Show, a ton of other multimedia content, speeches, special events, behind-the-scenes footage, and it all goes to support our network. It allows us to continue doing what we do and reach more people. It's the same low price it always has been, so please subscribe at prisonplanet.tv. Coming up now, Gigi Annetta presents her special Tyranny Watch report, which this week focuses on police brutality and TSA abuse.
I'm Gigi Annetta. Welcome to Tyranny Watch. So what happened to the freedom to worship? Catholics across the United States are a target for the militant government. They cannot worship at military bases, and priests who offer to do the masses, even for free, are being told that they may be arrested for it. Clearly, the people in Washington, D.C. need to examine their hearts. The deceit reaches over oceans, as Kerry is in Malaysia, and he praises Malaysia for their multi-faith model in the Muslim country that bans Bibles. It's good to know that Secretary of State John Kerry's ideal multi-faith model is a country that seized 20,000 Christian Bibles, banned Ahmadis from praying, and destroys a Hindu temple every 3 weeks. Let's hope his boss doesn't intend to introduce this multi-faith model in the United States. One of the worst problems is forced conversions to Islam, which has become particularly acute since 2001. Despite the provision for freedom of religion entrenched in Article 11 in the Malaysian Constitution. Now, even the non-recognized Muslim sects are in trouble. The Selangor Council of Islamic Religion in Malaysia has issued a notice ordering the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Malaysia to immediately stop offering prayer services at the National AMC headquarters. The waters are definitely muddy when it comes to multi-faith in this administration. This weekend they had their hands full as people stood up all over Washington.
Thank you for being here today, because we, the people, are determined to show the United States military, our esteemed vets, that the size of the heart of America for our vets is immeasurable. We are here to honor our vets. You look around, though, and you see these barricades, and you have to ask yourself, is this any way that a commander-in-chief would show his respect, his gratitude to our military?
This belongs to you. This does not belong to the government. It belongs to the people.
There always has to be a bully cop or a bully government official. And in New York, a criminal defense attorney reveals that in the Bronx, they actually lied to meet quotas. Narcotic police lied to reach arrest quotas in the Bronx. It'll be interesting to hear details in upcoming weeks about how they threw innocent people in the slammer just to satisfy their job requirements. The TSA absolutely humiliates an 82-year-old woman at Sky Harbor Airport. This revelation is in a recent report only available because of the Freedom of Information Act. An 82-year-old woman in a wheelchair in the screening line at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport goes all the way through until the metal detector beeps over her chest. The woman tells TSA that she has a breast prosthesis because she had a mastectomy. The TSA agents take the woman to a room and order her to take off her blouse, then her bra, and then her prosthesis, which they examine. The elderly woman strips to her waist with nothing to hide her scars. Welcome to the USA. Stop the tyranny. Sign up for prisonplanet.tv today and give your username and password to up to 10 people. And don't lose hope. Remember Psalm 118:8 says that it's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust humans. I'm Gigi Annetta with Tyranny Watch for the INFOWARS Nightly News.
Alex Jones here to warn you about some of the most important health information you may ever hear. I'm talking about radiation, radioactive fallout, radioactive particles contaminating the Northern Hemisphere. Conservatively, since the 1940s, the Northern Hemisphere of our planet has more than doubled its background radiation. In fact, that was before Fukushima exploded. Now the levels are going up and up and up. Fish are contaminated in the Pacific, and the FDA, the EPA, and others, they're not worried about it. They've been raising the levels of what they claim is safe radioactive particles. So after more than 2 years of research into how to protect my family, looking at all the literature, talking to the experts, across the board they agreed iodine is key, but of the family of iodine, nascent, natural, non-GMO, non-factory iodine that comes from the earth is absolutely paramount for your thyroid and other functions in the body. The literature, the research, it's there. It's not my opinion. It is admitted that iodine is essential for the health of our bodies overall, and nascent iodine is the best form. Now, we're announcing the launch of InfoWarsLife.com, and we're going to bring you scores of products over the next few years that we're researching and developing. But nascent iodine is the first product we're coming out with because it's so important, and it's also listed as a fluoride detoxer. It does so many other things. Your body needs it, and when you don't have enough iodine, forget the radiation, your thyroid absorbs the sodium fluoride and other things. Nascent iodine and InfoWars Life Survival Shield in double strength at half the cost of the leading competitors. Please visit InfoWarsLife.com today.
Last night on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow covered the Veterans March that took place over the weekend. And in stereotypical mainstream fashion, she deliberately distorted and falsified the facts surrounding the protest. First, she made it look like the Veterans March was organized by the Tea Party, led by Ted Cruz and Sarah Palin. And she said it was a small demonstration and once again pulled out the race card, insinuating that the veterans rally was somehow racially motivated.
Vaguely threatening but incoherent is a patented thing with these folks. It has never, ever held them back. Like, say, this guy who brought the Confederate flag to the rally to wave it in front of the White House. Yes, an African-American family lives in that house now. But hey, I think the idea here was more about waving a Confederate flag in front of a house where a black family lives than it was about anything specific related to the Marines.
And of course, they kept showing footage of this one guy who was out there with his Confederate flag, but failed to show the incredible amount of veterans who showed up, including, yes, black veterans. And that's because most everyone is extremely outraged right now about the Obama administration putting up barricades and denying veterans access to our nation's memorials.
Y'all need to perform the Constitution you took the oath to do. These veterans served our country. They put their life in line, on the line for you, for our country. And you're going to block their access to the memorial? Surely you got more dignity and respect than that. You're going to spit on their graves as well when they die?
But Rachel Maddow's lying to her audience got worse. She claimed that the veterans, for example, were throwing the barricades at the White House, which did not happen.
They then picked up the barricades that were around the closed World War II memorial and dragged the barricades over to the White House and hurled the barricades at the White House.
But the big lie was when she told her audience that the police were not getting paid.
Then the protesters went home, so the police, who through no fault of their own are working without being paid, the police had to pick up those barriers, drag them back to where they came from, and keep working their shifts without being paid because of the shutdown that these folks made happen.
Wait a minute. Let's stop right there. Notice they keep showing a video loop of a veteran who is pushing one of the riot police backwards. What MSNBC failed to show their audience was the fact that it was the riot police who lashed out at veterans first. You can clearly see this cop pushing the veteran before the veteran pushes back. MSNBC deliberately edited that part out of the video. And as far as the cops not being paid during the shutdown, It's on record that all patrol and riot police are seen as essential. They're all on duty and they're all getting paid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little backup.
So the police that are getting yelled at there are working without pay while the shutdown goes on. And working without pay includes now getting screamed at for being at work.
Is there any threat? Is there any law being broken?
And there were a lot of World War II veterans that showed up for the march over the weekend, and no World War II veteran should be denied access to the Iwo Jima Memorial or the World War II Memorial or to any other memorial for that matter. And the fact that they were denied access should be a wake-up call to us all. The enemy is no longer foreign, it is domestic. So remember, you can't trust MSNBC, you can't trust Rachel Maddow, and don't fall for the race card. Those memorials belong to us, each and every one of us. And as long as they're out there putting up barricades, it's up to all of us to get out there, support our veterans, tear those barricades down, and send a clear message to Obama that we're not about to back down. I'm Darren McBreen for INFOWARS.com.
Access to the nightly news first as it goes out. Of course, you also get video streaming of the Alex Jones Show, a ton of other multimedia content, speeches, special events, behind-the-scenes footage, and it all goes to support our network. It allows us to continue. Welcome back to InfoWars Nightly News, and I'd like to remind you, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, that you can see it first and in high quality at prisonplanet.tv, which is our subscription website, and you don't just get doing what we do and reach more people. It's the same low price it always has been, so please subscribe at prisonplanet.tv. Coming up now, Gigi Annetta presents her special Tyranny Watch report, which this week focuses on police brutality and TSA abuse.
I'm Gigi Annetta. Welcome to Tyranny Watch. So what happened to the freedom to worship? Catholics across the United States are a target for the